Please watch, subscribe. These little strategies will grow your YouTube channel. Thank you.
As a YouTube creator is niching down or a little bit too far down. And so what we're going to do today is answer a question that was phoned in by one of our subscribers. His name is Blaze and his channel is
Organic Solutions with Blaze.
All right. So that's the other thing we do here on the channel is we help and support other small channels and we give them a little shout out if we answer one of their questions. Oh, and by the way, if you want one of your questions answered here on the Ask Scott and Scotty show, that's what we're calling this, by the way, all you got to do is just go in the link in the description or go in the description and get the link and then just record a 90-second voicemail. We'll get it. And if we answer it here on the show, we'll go ahead and give you a little shout out. So let's go ahead and listen to this message from Blaze.
Hi, Scott and Scotty. My name is Blaze, and I came across your channel about a month ago. Thanks for all the great tips, strategies, and wisdom that the both of you share on your live video school channel. I started a YouTube channel about 2 years ago, and only about 6 months ago, I started taking it seriously and began to post consistently. I'm constantly learning, pivoting, and adjusting on my channel. The name of my channel is Organic Solutions with Blaze. And
Organic Solutions by Blaze.
With Blaze.
With Blaze. I like it. Check it out. We'll also link that up in the description.
Mainly focus on a plant-based lifestyle. It's been really tough getting traction. I started implementing a lot of the tactics that you guys share into my videos, thumbnails, and titles. Would you be so kind in taking a look at my channel and letting me know your personal opinion and what you would do or change in order to be more pro-efficient in getting more traction? I've been thinking if I need to niche down even more than where I'm currently at. I've been testing the over 40, transitioning into a plant-based lifestyle recently. I've been considering a lot of info I received from your channel, like minimal editing, creating multiple pieces of content from one recording. I started using Canva, thinking about StreamYard, and creating a free gift and building my email list. If it's possible, I would appreciate it. And yes, you have my permission if you want to share it. Thanks, guys.
Well, first off, thank you, Blaze, for phoning that in. We appreciate that. All right, let's kind of dig in here. So first off, he says niche, I say niche. So we're just going to start there. Yeah. Either way works.
We're good. Either way.
Either way. Niche.
This is a safe space. Whatever you want to say.
It's a safe place. It's a safe place. All right, so I'm going to start here. Number one, started 2 years ago. About 6 months ago, started taking it serious. And now is talking about going from, I guess, plant-based or organic type of living, and then, but now saying like maybe he's going to niche it down to people that are over 40. And I think that that is something that would probably be a good idea because what you're doing here is the organic, the plant-based is very crowded. It's very saturated. So to go a level deeper, I think is a good idea. We've done that here on this channel, but then that doesn't make it where you can't go broader later. So Scotty, you actually pulled up the channel.
Yep, I got his channel.
And so we're going to read a couple of the titles or a few of the titles and kind of see the direction. We did watch a few of the videos and love the setting.
I think setting is number one is amazing. Number two, I think you personally, I think you have a look of someone that's like going to pop off on YouTube. It just has that natural look.
Well, because you look the part.
Yeah, you exactly look the part. Like if you're talking about organic stuff, like you fit the description. So now I trust you already a little bit more. I see you're taking our kind of approach with like a less edited, which is awesome. We're going to go over a couple of the titles real quick. I think that's going to be the number one spot where we're going to fix is probably titles. I would look into that. And as far as niche, okay, what I'm seeing is you said recently you kind of transitioned to more plant-based, going towards that. I think that's perfect. I think that's where you need to be. I do, you said over 40, which is fine to target that. I think right now it's okay to be broad in doing the I'm thinking organic, but not organic, the plant-based, doing the plant-based. But I think if you if you structure your titles in the right way, I think you can get reach from those people in a different way than what they're getting. Because a lot of people right now in that niche, it's more of like recipes, eat this, do that, right? And it's more like produced. I just looked through some of them when I was like looking up plant-based. It's all like produced, right? But I don't see anyone like kind of like your style where it's like you're out there kind of like talking them through it. Like, so if I was you, what I would start, and this would be your first video I would do after this, would be if I was to start a plant-based diet or whatever, I'd do this. Or if I was to start a plant-based living, I'd do this. And if you want to niche it down a little bit more, then you can say, if I wanted to start plant-based over 40, you know, I'd do this.
If I was over 40 and wanted to start plant-based, I'd do this.
Exactly.
Something like that.
I would start, here's the thing, right?
Or here, wait a minute, time out. Here's another one, because we use this on this channel. If you're over 40, you must, or if you're over 40 and want to start plant-based diet, you must watch this, or you must do this, or something like that. It's like making a statement in a sense.
Yeah, so it's fine. Like you can, if you want to go to over 40, that's totally fine. I think like you don't have to necessarily do that. Let's also look at your demographics. That's another thing. Like we don't know your demographics and what you're looking at. So like if you have people and you see your range is over 40, then yeah, dive into that, and probably you can put that in the title here and there. But I want you to think of this, right? I looked, you have 61 videos, 110 subscribers. Biggest video right now as of today is 450 views. Okay. So you got some views.
It's applaudable.
Okay, but we got to get you to your first 1,000 viewed video, right?
Yep.
So I would say it like this. You're still unknown as far as like channels, right? Because you're still little, small channel. I would really start thinking like you're documenting from the beginning, right? A lot of people like documenting. So like I would start with, you know, like you just said, why you must start plant-based lifestyle or diet for over 40 in 2025 or whatever. I'd start from scratch. Think of it as like your first video is to like as a background video. Like people can go, it's a back catalog. People can go there and watch that, right?
Yep.
So it might not even get a lot of views right now, but that's a good start. Now you're going to start getting more trust from everyone, the KLT, right? No, like trust. And then your next video, you can go into something of, you know, this, whatever, this is the best, I don't know, plant-based food that I eat that helps me do this, helps me sleep better, that helps me whatever, right? And then you start kind of narrowing that part down. But I think you need to start first with the back catalog of the broad of plant-based, because you got to get that audience built up first.
Right. So here's what I would do. Like you're sitting down with someone that is interested in plant-based and they don't know anything about plant-based. I want you to make a list of everything that they need to know and should know, and maybe questions that they would have because you've had, right? And so if you create those are your videos, right? So all you're doing is you're like creating this little roadmap for them that you've already been on. And I think if and this goes for anyone that's watching this, if you're starting something, there's going to be a lot of questions, a lot of obstacles, a lot of pitfalls that you had that you can help someone avoid. That's just like what we've done here on this channel or on our other channel, Brand Creators. We're talking about e-commerce and starting on Etsy and doing Amazon stuff. Like we've done it so we know the pitfalls. So all that we ever do really is just like try to fill in those questions. But what you're going to find, and this is what we talk a lot about, is we create what we call buckets. And when we have these buckets, okay, you're going to say, okay, people that are into plant-based, they are doing it for sleep. So now you might have a whole bucket on things that are around plant-based that help sleep. And there's different angles that you can kind of approach that.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be testing, a lot of testing of all these different kind of buckets till you find one that kind of works, then kind of start diving into that a little bit. Another angle is if you don't want to do like why you must do this, why you shouldn't. Because right now that's working for us is why you shouldn't, you know, again, I don't know with your niche because I'm not in the plant-based.
Why you shouldn't eat these types of mushrooms on plant-based diet.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect, right?
Something like that.
Something like that. That's another angle you can do. And it's, again, title first. So I want you to, because it feels like that you're doing more topic first and then trying to fill in the title, where I would, and I'm going to throw this out there, a little shameless plug, but this is a free download for our hooks, which we have 10 great outlier titles that has worked for us, has worked for other channels as well. So if you put in the comments hooks, we'll send you that. But in there, I would take one of those and then put that to, again, something that's in your niche that's in demand right now with plant-based or whatever, and then just fill in the blanks with the plant-based stuff. You know, whether it's the actual vegetable you're talking about or whether it's more broad with the plant-based or over 40.
Or what plant-based is helping you achieve.
Exactly.
So it's like, Plant-based is helping you achieve something. You might have had issues, health issues, and your doctor or your nutritionist said you need to go plant-based. So now it's like, okay, what plant-based foods, but then what is it helping you with your health?
Yeah. What's it achieving? What's the goal? It's the same thing like on us with our channel, right? We show analytics. We show, the watch hours. That's what people want. They want subscribers. They want watch hours. They want views, right? So for you, what is it that the plant-based people want, right? Do they want to, they want to feel younger when they're, moving around? Like they want to be like less sore. Is that how they want to feel?
Their joints,
their
inflammation.
Joints are better. Yeah. Like all these things you got to figure out, which because you are in the niche of what those people need. And like you said, those are the list you're going to make of all the either questions, problems, anything that people in plant-based have. You're going to come up with all of those, and then you're going to start compiling a whole list of titles off of those.
Yeah. So the last thing I'm going to say here, and then we're going to wrap this up because we don't want these to be too long. And once again, if you have a question that you want us to answer and give you a shout out, make sure you go in the description and make sure that you go ahead and leave that voicemail for us, and we'll get it directly. And then if we choose to do one on that topic that you select or your voicemail, we'll go ahead and give you a shout out. Okay. We're doing this mainly to help people and to basically connect deeper with our subscribers, you. All right. So here's what I want to end with. You could definitely, there's documentaries out there, Netflix, right? About plant-based. Controversial. Woo, baby. So you get into where it's carnivore diet, you got plant-based diet, right? And you'll put that Netflix thing on and you'll be convinced that you need to do this type of living or this type of diet. But then you go on YouTube and it's like blown up. People are saying it's a conspiracy, it's this, it's that. So, we talked on this channel about someone, I'm not even going to mention her name right now, right? But someone that was trending in our space. And if you guys have been following along, you probably know who I mean, right? Now, that's not someone that was on Netflix, but they were kind of trending. So we basically talked about it and filled in some of those gaps that were missing. But you can do the same thing if there's a big story that comes out in plant-based or a Netflix feature or anything like that. And now what you're doing is you're getting the attention because of the Netflix series that ran. And now you can put your perspective on it.
Yep.
So that's something that you could definitely tap into and really get the I guess the attention from that Netflix series or movie.
And it's also too like, and I'm not going to say every title needs to be negative, but having a negative spin sometimes too of like a problem that could happen. So like, and I actually saw you did do one about 3 weeks ago, and it was one of your more viewed videos, 380 views. You did forget carnivore. If you're over 40, this is where it's at.
Yep.
Right. I would just change a little bit of that, like put something in there where you can either put plant-based or, again, this title, I don't know if that title was necessarily an outlier. I'd find it as an outlier and then plug it in. Not a bad title though, but I would do something again with that, with talking about carnivore, because that's your opposite, right? That's almost like the you don't want to be carnivore because you want to be plant-based, right? And giving them that reason. So I think that's good. You had curiosity in that as well. And that's probably why that was one of the more viewed videos. But that's another way you can go at it is, what's the opposite? Carnivore, right? It's the other diet, right? So kind of not attack it, but almost attack it like, hey, this is why you shouldn't do carnivore. This is why you should do plant-based. I'm going to tell you over here. That kind of angle too. Yeah. So there's multiple angles you can take. One is more like positive. I'm going to give you the best benefits. The other one is, this is why you don't want to do this. You should do this. Right. And it's all plant-based.
Right. All right. So that is the answer to that question. And like I said, if you have a question that you want answered, make sure that you go ahead and record it in our little app there where you can do that. And here is what I'm going to give you guys next. We just talked a lot about titles. Titles are super important. Well, I personally shot a video, and I'm going to put it right here, where I go over 10 of those titles that we talked about in that hooks document, and I break them down and I give you even more examples from them. Watch that video next, and we'll see you there.